although we had a loving home, they couldn't help me with my homework. There wasn't a lot of conversation at times between myself and my parents.
Jim was, and is to the extent today, I mean, he was a very shy guy, was not outgoing at all. I think it was kind of painful for him to talk to people.
He's never been flashy or colorful, but he was very shy and really didn't, have a lot of superfluous things to say to anybody.
No, I've always been a quiet kid, very much to myself, and it was very difficult for me initially at Stanford. Back then, they didn't give full athletic scholarships, so you had to hash, which means to help the cooks out in, one of the houses or fraternities, or work in the athletic department doing some things for them, which is what I did mostly.
He didn't have, as far as I knew, any money when he came to Stanford. We came to a school at that time that was a school with a lot of wealthy students.
Once I got here, I felt a little uncomfortable. It was tough for me. I was literally the fourth string quarterback that very first game. Football wasn't going well for me. Classes were difficult. I didn't have a car, I had difficulty with transportation. And then the next year I was redshirted. There was talk of moving me from quarterback to defensive end, which I wanted no part of. It was a struggle for me at Stanford initially.
I think he thought at that time, I'm a sophomore in college, I ought to be playing on the varsity football team, and wasn't. So the one thing that I think, probably at that point in life, made him feel good about himself, which was his performance on the football field, wasn't working out very well.
I was pretty depressed, pretty down. There are things I wanted to do, and I wasn't getting my chance to do them. But I continued to work hard, which was, how I was raised. I was looking for something to cling to be a part of. It was a mixed house as far as race goes. I felt very comfortable there.
It was a place, if you had a thin skin and any fear of vulnerability, you weren't going to survive in the Delt House. Nobody was paid any reverence. Even Jim at the height of having won the Heisman and everything else, didn't matter to anybody in the Delt House.
They gave me a hard time, and you had to learn to fight back a little bit and give them a hard time back. That strengthened my character and made me aware that meant that they actually liked you.
And I think that was good. I think that probably helped set the table for when Jim kind of did take this grand national stage and be out there and be front and center with the public. The time in the Delt House, I think, probably helped in preparing him for that, although he didn't realize it at the time.
It kind of made my life a lot easier. Friends I could rely on, talk to, share some of the hard times that I had experienced. And they probably don't know how much they meant to me to be a member there. It meant a lot, and I'm very thankful for that.
Where he came from in the beginning without friends and filling out a place and not doing well in football, having some question whether he could achieve what he wanted to academically, 4 years later he'd done all that and done it as well as anyone could do it.
Fake. Back is Plunkett. Time to throw. Deep to the end zone to Branch. It is caught by Branch. Touchdown Raiders. Holy Toledo.
It's an enormous accomplishment. Part of that, I think, was built on his experiences at Stanford. He learned something about his ability to come back. I mean, he started here not in a very good position. He then achieved the highest award in college football. He learned from his first experience that he had that kind of ability to come back and try again, and he did.
You go out there and you work real hard and you try to motivate each other out there to do your best. It started before that. It continued with these guys here at Stanford and on into the NFL. It carried me a long way.